One Piece is nearing its end and the journey of the Straw Hats is in its final stretch, so what better time than now to discuss what will happen to each and every Straw Hat after Luffy finds the One Piece. Alrighty, so let's start off with Zoro, the first official Straw Hat, aka my favorite anime character of all time. After Zoro defeats Mihawk, I feel like he'd return back to Wano and follow his master's footsteps by opening up his own dojo. Alongside this, him marrying Hiyori and continuing the Kozuki bloodline would make a lot of sense because, come on now, it's been hinted like a million times at this point. That would be a simple and satisfying end to Zoro's adventure in my opinion. Next up is Usopp. Now hear me out. I feel like Usopp has the highest chance of dying out of any of the Straw Hats because his goal is to become a brave warrior of the sea, and the easiest way he could achieve that is by sacrificing himself for a noble cause. But for the sake of this video, let's assume he lives on. I'd say he would return back to Syrup Village and write books about his adventures with the Straw Hats. But he would always lie in these books, making him seem like a hero. He would also marry Kaya, have a family, and just live a normal retired life in his little village. After Sanji finds the All Blue, I'd like for him to open a restaurant there, like Bharati. If something like this actually ends up happening, you have no idea how much I'd pay to see all the Straw Hats together having dinner at Sanji's restaurant. That would just be awesome. Here's another scenario I have planned out for him. He'd go back to Bharati itself for the sake of meeting Zeph, but find out that Zeph died, which is highly likely considering how old he was even the first time we saw him. Seeing this would of course depress Sanji, but after he gets over it, he could potentially take over Bharati and just live his normal life running that place. The only thing I'm unable to answer is who he'd marry because come on now, it's Sanji. Knowing him, he would be the first one out of the Straw Hats to get married until and unless Zoro makes the first move, who knows. If you're enjoying the video so far, like, subscribe, comment, do all of that stuff because it has come to my attention that a lot of you guys watching right now are not subscribed, so hit that red button. It helps out a lot, trust me. Nami would be an interesting one. Here's what I'm thinking. After creating an accurate map of the world, she'd return back to Kokoyashi village and make a museum type place where people could see the map she made. And of course, she'd charge them for, taking a look. She'd make loads of money from this and invest it into the village itself, making it a very popular and habitable place in the East Blue. Definitely also looking forward to seeing Nojiko and Nami reunite. I'm guessing after he cures every sickness in the world, including the disease Roger got, he'd go back to Drum Island and open up a hospital treating people free of charge because Chopper really doesn't care about the money. But let's say he does charge people, I reckon he would just spend all of that money on cotton candy. I can also see him getting married to that rabbit doctor and having her as an apprentice. Now I'd like Robin to go back to Ohara and open up a huge library where she'd have books about everything, and yes, that includes the Void Century. Because as far as I know, Robin would like for everyone to know the history so that people don't live in ignorance of the past. This library would be free of charge and everybody would be welcome because Robin certainly doesn't want others to go through a childhood like hers in which she was, heavily restricted from gaining knowledge about things that she was curious about. Next up is Franky. Now, he would definitely return back to Water 7 and reunite with his, homies. Alongside that, maybe he could, open up his own shipbuilding company. That would be pretty cool. I'm not sure if his business would go too well, though, knowing the Great Pirate era will end after Luffy becomes the Pirate King. So, that's that. Now, after Brook reunites with Laboon, two things could happen. Either he stays with Laboon and lives his life taking care of him, kinda like Crocus, or he could continue his music career holding concerts and becoming famous by the name of Soul King Brook. He could maybe try to implement Laboon in these concerts, but I'm not too sure about that considering how gigantic he is. Which one of these theories is more likely? Let me know down in the comments. Now, after Fishman Island is abandoned and Jimbe achieves his goal of uniting humans and fishmen, he would create and lead a new country, above surface of course, We're not just fishermen, but humans also can mutually live together. And last but not least, Luffy will open a meat shop. Okay, but in all seriousness, I honestly don't know what he'll do after he becomes Pirate King. There's just that much content to cover, and I could probably make a video about that itself. So let me know what you guys think Luffy will do after he becomes Pirate King. And that's it. It seems kind of unreal that One Piece is nearing its end. I'll give the manga around 5 more years, I guess. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to show support by leaving a like and subscribing to see more content by me. And like always, see you guys in the next one.